Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Friday, March 17th, 2023. Before I jump into all the charts like this one, please click like and subscribe. And check out wickedstocks.com. This is the last day of our St. Paddy's Day sale. 25% off your first month. Just enter in the coupon code Lucky 2023. It's not case sensitive. Lucky 2023 will give you 25% off your first month. That includes the daily Triple Q report, approaching significant overhead resistance, the Triple Q, the NASDAQ 100 ETF, the daily SPY report, 2 individual stock picks every week. You know, we've done Allied Health this week, and on Thursday we put out ConAgra, and that was another 5 to 10 minute stock pick. And also S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and the long bond, the TLT ETF. So that pretty much summarizes it. Check us out. 5-day money back guarantee. So let's take a look at the big picture, work our way in. In early January, we came off of this 71.79 to 83.49 channel support. In the process of coming off of it, we had an initial target in this 147.50 to 155.61 area that we took out 2 months ago, then setting off a 2 to 3 month buy signal to 241.08. And that remains the big picture. This actually is the big picture. Bottom picking, if given the opportunity, 147.50 to 155.61, in anticipation still of 241.08. We're 2 months into the 2 to 3 month buy signal. I don't know if we'll see 241.08 by the end of April or not, but it is certainly possible. In the interim, during this time, we set off a 2 to 3 week sell signal a couple of weeks ago below a formation that is presently at 204.40. The target was this rising 2/3 speed line at 170.59. Shown maybe a little bit better here. These arrows could have been moved around. They kind of cover up some of these lows, but we tagged the speed line pretty well, and now we are in anticipation of bullish continuation. In fact, having tested 170.59, was that Monday of this week? Yes. We came off of it nicely as anticipated and settled above this descending 1/3 speed line on Tuesday, setting off a secondary buy signal, 3 to 5 day buy signal to 195.21. So we are 3 days into a 3 to 5 day buy signal, a couple of days left, and we just might reach 195.21. This 195 descending 2/3 speed line can contain buying, I'm going to say into later next, possibly through next week. We could fall off from here back to the 170 rising speed line within a week or so of testing it. We could fill this wedge out through next week. And if we close above 195.21, that is yet another sign of strength. Then anticipating 221.25 within another couple of weeks of doing so. That is that long-term 3/8 Fibonacci we came very close to testing in early February. So forth and so on to what is still considered a long-term objective at 241.08. So the testing of this speed line may have been it through April. And from here, we can continue higher because the overall emphasis still remains bullish longer term above this band of channel support that I showed on the weekly chart a moment ago. So let's talk about the day itself. I already showed you the speed line, the secondary buy signal above 172.85. I've reduced this to a minor point because I really don't want to crowd out 170.59 as our focal point if you look to the far right. And so what we have now to the upside, we've got 183.36 as intraday resistance and our upward pivot point to 190.78 within the day. And so that is 183.36. Now, it is quite possible that if we push through or open above 183.36, we may, being a Friday and all, reach 195.21 by the closing bell. So I'd say be careful. The emphasis remains up. When I say be careful, I mean if you get short at 190.78, just know as the market pushes through it, we could pretty quickly, within an hour or so, reach 195.21. But that would be your call. 190.78 is a 50% upside retracement from the February high against the more recent low on last Monday. this Monday, I should say. So 190.78, respectable resistance in its own right, should give the market plenty of trouble on the way up. But once again, if we push through it, it is consistent with the dynamic that we're expecting as we move into next week. Over the next few days, we should reach 195.21. And once again, just for the day itself, intraday resistance at 183.36. If we push or open today above 183.36, we show strength right out of the gates, expecting at least 190.78 intraday. Let's take a look at the downside. We have a downward pivot point today at 178.04. Now, I'm not usually crazy about doing this, but this is kind of the way it's playing out for me today. Upward pivot point 183.36, downward pivot point just below it at 178.04. And that is nothing more than a short-term rising channel bottom over the last few days. This might actually contain daily selling pressures. Both of these, 178.04 and 183.36, are worthy day trade levels. Depending, it doesn't really matter whether, you're an aggressive day trader or you're looking for the trade of the day, whether you just trade once a day or whether you trade throughout the day. Either of these points can actually play out. If we open today above 183.36, you could buy, if you're just one trade of the day, it's buying 183.36, expecting 190.78 within the day. And holding below 183.36 will keep 178.04, where you can buy the market. If you sell it at 183.36, you can buy it back at 178.04. You can buy it at 178.04 and sell it out at 183.36. Now, if we do break 178.04, we can, and I think probably would, within the day, test this 170.59 speed line, where we can bottom out through next week, and above which we should, by the end of next week or sooner, reach this 195.21 speed line. And honestly, as we move into later February, I think holding above 170.59 will keep 221.25 over the next 3 to 5 weeks. If we were to close today, which I don't see happening, but over the next few days, if we close above 195.21, we're just a week or two away from reaching 221.25. Now, with respect to the downside, if we close today below 170.59, that would be a significant sell signal, and I would expect the mid 140s at this point in time. This 147.37 longer term channel bottom is now correlating pretty well with 146.06, which I don't have shown anywhere. But I can tell you that off the January low against the February high, it is a 5/8 downside Fibonacci. So this zone, 146.06 to 147.37, would become a 1 to 2 week target if we were to close today below 170.59. So for those of you who are 3 to 5 day swing traders, in my opinion, you're buying 170.59, you're holding out for 195.21. You're selling 195.21 and then holding out perhaps for 170.59. If you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader or a 1 to 2 week swing trader, if we close above 195.21, anticipating 221.25. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're kind of a 3 to 5 week, 1 to 2 month position trader, you're buying the low 170s in anticipation of not only 221.25, but potentially, as I mentioned a moment ago, 241.08. And inversely, if we do close today below 170.59, once again expecting what is now in the upper 140s will descend really into the mid 140s, 147.37 to 146.06, giving plenty of support, giving plenty of respect on the way to 155.77 in terms of a daily support level. But just know that if we close below 170.59, I see this as a 1 to 2 week target where the market can bottom out, not only through April, but even through the rest of the second quarter and then turn higher again from there. I'm just going to leave it at that, I think, for the day. I'll leave you with this image. We are right at 183.36. It is our pivot point to the upside for the day. And if so, expect at least 190.78. That's all I got for today's SPY report. Please click like, subscribe, check out wickedstocks.com, enter the lucky 2023 coupon code and get 25% off your first month subscription. We do offer a 5-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like what you see, just shoot us an email and no questions asked. You have a great weekend. We'll talk soon.